Hey guys, welcome back to Attack on Titan World. That was a bit of a delayed start on my part. How has your week been? My week has been... my week's been off and on. A little ill, a little bit, a little bit pukey and all that nonsense, but that's okay. That's not too bad, because I feel like I've overcome that already, so that's good. Just before Thingy got here. We still got a week, right, before Fire Emblem gets here. So at least there's that. I've been excited for a lot of things that are coming up soon. I mean, we played Lost Night Mania, and that was great. Episode 1 came out yesterday. Yesterday, Sonic Mania started. So that'll probably continue onwards for a little while. Should hopefully stop shortly after Fire Emblem has started, and Final Fantasy should have stopped just before Fire Emblem has done. Of course, we're never really done with Final Fantasy 14. But, I'll talk to you guys about what I've been doing. You may have seen the Shadow of War video that went up, and I said at the end of it, I'm kind of bored. Hasn't really changed. To be honest with you, I've played a little bit more. Because, like I said, not been feeling super amazing, so I've been kind of just like playing video games, as you do when you are of the ill variety. You play your video games, and Shadow of War it's just fine. That's all it is. It's kind of boring, repetitive combat, which is already boring. The stealth element is probably my favorite element, so I try not to get into big fights because I kind of just get bored, and even on the highest difficulty it's kind of hard to actually die, and when you do die it feels cheap and silly, and when you live it also feels cheap and silly, so that's how basically, I'm not sure if it showed up in the video or not, but basically when you die it gives you like a quick time event, right? So there's a circle encroaching upon like a littler circle, kind of like a Lost Odyssey sort of thing, and there's a button in it, a triangle, square, circle, X, whatever. If you press it, you live. If you don't press it, you die, right? Fair enough. That happens once, right? But the whole knockdown thing and have to sit there whilst it like does a whole slow reaction to kill you still happens, which is annoying and frustrating because you can't do anything about it at the time. However, sometimes, especially if there's soldiers near you, a fellow soldier or a fellow orc, if you have an orc on your team that is in the area, will help you. It will kill the guy for you, will stab him in the stomach, and that'll be that. Some nemesis fights that I've had that have been close have ended by him killing my nemesis and not me, which is, well, kind of boring and dumb. I don't know if it's intended to be that way, but that is what happened, and that's unfortunate. It's everything around it kind of feels like it's pushing me towards the microtransactions as well, which is very annoying, very frustrating. Basically, how it feels this way is a lot of things in the game cost silver, right? I'm not that far into the game right at the moment, so perhaps this will change along the way. But you can get weapons with silver in loot boxes, right? Which we showed in the video, and you can get orcs in loot boxes with video, right? We showed that as well. You can also get weapons and stuff outside of the loot boxes, which is fine. However, you make sure you go to the loot crate system all the time to buy loot boxes for gear and all that sort of shit, and then it's like, oh, you could buy more with this gold currency, and what a surprise, you got garbage in that one. That's a shame, like that sort of shit. We've not broken this, we should probably break this first before we do anything. You don't do that yet. I want to make sure that dies. There we go. Okay, now you can do your thing. So it keeps pushing me towards that sort of thing, and then there's other shit as well that happens, like it costs 1,000 silver to purchase a thing, right? To purchase an upgrade slot. So there's these little gems, which should be already unlocked, right? They all should already be unlocked. There should be no reason why they're locked, and it cost you 1,000 silver of anything. If anything, they should be level restricted, not currency restricted. That's stupid. That's a nice one. I like the meow thing. So when you unlock, you can spend 1,000 silver on that, or you can buy a loot box. Now that makes it feel like I fucked up. Okay, it makes it feel like I kind of fucked up because it's like, oh, so I can either buy a loot box and get a cool weapon, or I can buy the ability to upgrade the weapon slot. Now the weapon slot is a one-time purchase. I will say that it appears to be a one-time purchase. I brought it and now I'm good, right? So that I'm thankful for. Is that just off? It is just off. That's not good, is it? Shit. So that I'm thankful for. However, what's annoying about the situation is that it makes it feel like it's saying like, oh, well, you know, if you just had gold currency, you could have done both, you know, and it feels like it's saying that multiple times through the game, which is not brilliant. And it feels like they've implemented it too hard that I feel like I'm not even going to finish the game at this rate. Like, I think I'm like was in, and I'm already in a position where I'm just like, I just don't want to play anymore, I just don't care. And granted, that's from my perspective. The environments are kind of boring. They're beautiful, don't get me wrong, they're gorgeous to look at, but they're kind of boring. And yeah, let's big bang them, and then we'll get Luna to grab that fish out the way. That'll do. Oh, fucking. These monstrosities just cannot be fucking stopped. Just kill them. Anyway, so yeah, it's kind of frustrating. It's kind of annoying. It's a lot of all the sort of like miniature gameplay things are kind of boring. I'm kind of fed up of that sort of game. So that leads into that effect as well, right? That it's not necessarily the game itself, but I'm sick and tired of this open world. Look at the watchtower, there's your collectible / objectives, go around, collect the things, that unlocks a thing. And it's like, I just don't give a shit. You know, like, there's just that all over the shop, and that's not just Shadow of War, obviously, that's essentially all games in the whole, like, genre of, like, open world. The fact that they're never fucking different. And fucking same game, and it's getting repetitive and annoying and really boring. I've still brought Assassin's Creed, although it has hit that time again when my mother was like, "Hey, I need some ahead information on what to buy you for Christmas." And I'm like, oh, I don't know, just give me something else. I don't really mind. She's like, what game are you buying? And I was like, I'm buying Assassin's Creed. And she's like, okay, give me that. So I shall be giving to give back to me for Christmas. It's a weird Christmas in my house is an odd situation, but that's what's happening with that. And I'm not too heartbroken over it because I'm not sure how it's gonna work out. It looks interesting because it's got loot. It's got like loot gears and stuff like that. It's like RPG elements, which is interesting, but I can only assume it's going to be an Assassin's Creed game, maybe. And that sounds like it's going to be boring. And I don't know, perhaps that's just me, perhaps I'm just tired of that sort of game, but Shadow of War does the same thing, and I'm not entirely sure how long I'm going to keep playing it. So take that as you take it. If you think that I'm just angry at it because it's the genre of game, that's completely understandable. If you think it's that sort of genre of game done poorly, then by all means let me know what you think in the comments below. That would be very cool of you. Off on a tangent, I was going to tell you guys about my controller escapades, rather than Shadow of War, but we talked about Shadow of War for a while. The cheat shop, huh? What shall we do? Shall we make the item world smaller? Yeah, do that. 10 floors. Go back to item mode. So yes, my controller escapades. my controller broke. It broke, and by broke I don't mean, oh, it's broken, like I've thrown it against the wall, because I'm not the controller type of throwing person. I can be the controller dropping person because I'm a clumsy bugger, and I can be the controller throwing person when we're playing a game like Sonic 06. But that's, luckily for me, very rarely. But I had to get a replacement controller because it was basically dying, right? It was constantly running out of battery. It was like having lax controlling methods. It wasn't controlling properly. When I like moved left a second late, or I was having massive problems with it. Like when I was raiding, for example, we would be in the middle of something. We'd all be stacked, right? And then my guy would all of a sudden just start walking to the left. And I'm like, what is happening? He's just walking to the left. I'm like, I've not touched the analog stick, right? I'm not even touching the analog stick right now because I'm doing the D-pad. Final Fantasy, and it's just, why can't I? What? How do I? Whoa! It was trying. For a second there, I forgot how to do that. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That's weird, and we're on no ranged. You know what? Actually, that's fine. Oh, yeah, they destroy them all. There we go. Nah, it didn't really kind of have the effect that I hoped it would. So my controller was spazzing out and it was causing me pain and aggro. So I brought a new one. Right, my sister just happened to be going to a shopping center where there was a game where I could purchase a controller, and I was like, sweet, I'll go with you. Purchase a controller, and it will be lovely and fantastic, you know. And that was that. I brought a controller, so I've got a brand new controller. It's no longer red, it's a plain black one. The red showed dirt up too much, so I was kind of annoyed by that. Or dust up, should I say. So it gets a little dusty in my room. So that was unfortunate, but I had to buy a new controller, so that was fine. That was £40, and I was quite annoyed because I didn't really have £40 to spend. I brought a whole bunch of video games. I've not really got another 40 quid to spend out of nowhere. That's kind of sucky. So I brought it anyway. You know, had to. Got home, and it wouldn't charge. I was like, why is this not charging? My controller lead had broken. Right? So I was like, oh fuck, are you kidding me? Was this a charge system? Was this a charge error the entire time? Or did it controller was just dying of battery constantly? So when I wrapped the wire around the controller, like it bent in the right direction to charge it, right? And it started charging. I was like, okay, this is an issue. So I tried out my old controller. It's still crappy, so it was indeed broken. So I was like, okay, fine, but my lead is broken now as well. So I went to Sainsburys, which is a local shop, like a local supermarket near me. If you guys, you know, live in America or something where there's not a Sainsburys, I don't think it's like a multi-regional thing. I believe it's a British thing. I don't know, but a Sainsburys is basically a supermarket. It's a big one, and it has a whole bunch of different departments, right? So I went to that, and I went and tried to buy a thing. I could not find one there. It was very difficult to find one. I was spending ages looking around in their like tech/video game section, which is not very big, if I'm honest. And I eventually asked somebody. I was like, "Yo, I need a charge cable for a PS4." The woman had no idea what the fuck I was talking about, so I had to explain it to her, and she was like, "Oh, okay, alright, I'm with you." So then she took me to the section where they would be, which was on like this very tiny section near the batteries, right? So I had to go down the complete other side of the store to this like little tiny like spinny thing. You know, like how when they put the cards on those spin things, it's like kind of like one of those, but it's slightly thicker. And all the charge and controller stuff was on there, like accessory wise. And I was like, right, okay, fine. So this is what I want. And they only had one left. They only had one single lead left. I was like, well, I gotta buy it, right? Because I gotta be able to charge a fucking controller. So fine, I buy it. How much is it? No price. So I had to go find a price. It turns out to be $6.99. So it wasn't the biggest deal. I was like, okay, fine. I got home. Turned out it had two. It had two leads attached to it, right? So it split, and it did say it's on the box. I just didn't read all of the details on the box. I read PS4 charge lead, and I was like, that'll do, because it was the only one anyway. And it's split, right? So it's like a 2-meter wire, then it splits with 1 meter on both sides. So I could charge 2 controllers at once. It's like, that's pretty cool, I guess. But it's annoying because there's leads everywhere now. So I ordered one online as well, right? I was like, I can't have this. This is annoying. So I've ordered another lead. I still have that lead because that's going to be very useful. Having a double charge lead is very nice because I have a keyboard and a mouse in the other port of my PlayStation. So I figured being able to charge 2 controllers at once is actually kind of nice. So I kept it. So I ordered another one from Amazon. The dual one until this one arrived, which was yesterday, and I just put it in, just trying it out. A new charge lead, very exciting. It's not really that exciting. So, and I pull out the packet, and it doesn't look like it's gonna fit, right? It doesn't look like it's gonna fit at all. And I'm like, what the fuck is this lead? The plastic doesn't look right at all. Like, how is this gonna fit in my PlayStation controller? So I tried it out, and would you believe it? It's so fucking good, right? It's like the best thing that they've ever created. I think it was from Zed Labs. It's from Zed Labs, and Labs with a Z, not an S. Because, I don't know, fucking edgy, I guess. I don't know, it sounds stupid to me. But anyway, right, this controller lead, which is a third-party thing. It's not like a Sony thing. But when it clicks into your controller, the plastic is slightly longer on one side, and it has like a curvature. So it curves with your controller. So it doesn't move. It's like impossible for it to move whilst it's inside your controller. So there's no bending of the pins, or there's no bending of the slot because it's solid, right? And I was like, holy fuck, this is amazing. And it only cost me, to get a decent charge lead, it only cost me like 12 quid for fucking the first one and the second one, and £40 for another controller. But I'm back up in working order, like hella fucking. I was like, Jesus Christ, I cannot believe that. Like, it was such a pain in my ass, but everything is working now, and I'm not ill now, so everything is great, and I'm happy about that, which is good. I have a meeting on the Wednesday, which I'm not very excited about, but that's fine, because what meeting do you get excited about, right? Like, what the fuck? No one gets excited about meetings. But yes, so that's Wednesday, and that's fine. But anyway, we talk about video games on this thing. And South Park comes out tomorrow. Mine's not been sent yet. A little bit worried. Time of recording, which is the day beforehand, it has not been sent, which is a bit worrying. I'm sure I'll get it on the day of release, regardless, because they've hardly let me down. They have let me down a couple of times, but they have hardly ever let me down. So there we go. I'm gonna try and hopefully get today, because sadly I won't have it till the day of release, which means I won't have time to fully do it. But it will be up as soon as I can be. The Strife plays Strife plays South Park for a while. We'll be there. South Park is always a bit of a risky topic, and I guarantee you that shit will not be advertiser friendly, but who cares? We'll do an episode on it, and we'll give it a go. Because I think South Park RPG games are great. Don't think too much to the actual show, quite frankly, but I like the game. It looks good. It's got a stupid advertising plot, which is fucking retarded. Like, you can fart and send a video of you farting, and you like become a fart in the game or some shit. I don't know. It's fucking advertising, stupid, and I hated it because it's dumb. And advertisements are always kind of dumb, like that Dead Space one that was like, your mummy won't like this. It's like, well, no fucking shit. It's like, there's loads of think advertisements like that. But South Park is an odd one because I feel like it didn't need that level of advertisement. It's a South Park game, so it's already in the public eye because it's a South Park game, and it's a South Park game that is a sequel to The Stick of Truth, which is an amazing RPG. So it already has the attention for that, and it already has plenty of advertising. This game has been in development for longer than it should have been as well. I'm not entirely sure why it was held back, but it is finally releasing. And I'm excited because it's superheroes now, this time. And Stick of Truth comes with it, so I'll be able to play Stick of Truth again, which is very cool. There's a couple of things as well that I don't necessarily agree with, which we can talk about tomorrow. It's going to be quite a controversial thing, I feel, because I'm not somebody that doesn't necessarily like South Park from its TV show, but from a video game medium, I think it's quite good. So that's odd. I'll explain that probably, I say tomorrow, probably Wednesday when it's up, but I'll do my best regardless. But yes, so thank you guys so much for watching. We've done another 10 floors on our item. I didn't even look at what level we got that item to. I don't know anything about it. I wasn't paying attention. I'm sorry. I was too excited about my shitty controller escapade. Level 160. Level 160. That's a pretty good level. It's got pretty good equipment on it. We'll keep going with it now. Maybe we'll try and get it to 200. What level did we get that sword to? That would probably be a good thing. Oh my god, it's not even her main fucking weapon. What the fuck happened there? What the fuck? No. What the... Why? I don't care what weapon. That should be her main weapon. When did that happen? And why did that happen? Oh my god. Alright, we can stick this, however. Stick that on her. Jesus. That's a lot of extra stats. Jesus, she'll be Shiro would be the queen in this regard. Of everything. Our Queen Shiro. We might do that. She's already got the super item 3000, which is level 400, and that's level 364. Jesus Christ. I think we're going to keep going with it for a while. I think we can probably get rid of that at some point as well. Maybe I could do another testament or something in my own time. See, this is why this game would be great on the Switch, because then I would be able to play it when wasn't here, which would be great, and I'd be able to like grind out like testaments and shit all the fucking time, and it would be awesome. However, there's no way of taking our save over to the Switch, so that's something that I will not be doing. But the next Disgaea game, probably, if it comes out on the Switch at the same time as the PlayStation, I'll probably get it on the Switch, because it would make sense to be able to grind wherever I am, and I think I would appreciate that. Who knows where that might lead. I'd love for them to release Disgaea 3 on there, and I'm going to keep Disgaea 3 not being on the Switch until it is on the Switch, so I'll probably be bitching about that for the rest of my life. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching Attack on Item World this week. What shall I ask you today? Stupid advertisements. Do you appreciate them? Do you think they're funny? Or do you just think they're annoying and retarded? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.